Yes, it is a phase of excitement. You've mistaken it.
Phase of satisfaction.
Yeah,
you know, like touching your bowl with your face during COVID situations.
Well, we'll see whether or not the draft works for both teams. Remember, this is the first game between Blacklist International from the Philippines and Bigetron Alpha from Indonesia. And here we go.
With Bigetron Alpha versus Blacklist, both of these teams' lineup, their composition is definitely quite a stranger to us here in Singapore. Is definitely something that we would not expect to see from our own region of players. Because once we see something like that, we'll be like, "You're trolling! No way! You're not doing that!" Because from the side of Blacklist, it just seems very, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Unorthodox. Let me jump into for you, Abstract. It's
that is one of them. And I think that greedy is also another word that I would like to put up. As for the side of Bigetron Alpha, just looking at Kimi, I remember how great Kimi was back in the start. Mage Kimi and all, it was a sound idea. But even right now, I don't know how it's gonna be like. I'm gonna be pretty darn stoked to see how this game is gonna work out.
I feel like there's a bit of synergy coming into play between KY and Rainbow, right? These are long range. Technically, if you look at the emblems, they do kind of actually hint that Rainbow is gonna go for the magic damage Kimi. And now if you go take a look all the way up top, it is a Paquito going up against a Yu Zhong, whereas on the bottom side, it is an Alice going up against a Chang'e.
While the rest of the teams coming in from Bigetron Alpha, they're focusing onto their own setup, and Blacklist International as well, they're just working onto their own sets of business. So Bigetron Alpha and Blacklist International, they're not exactly trying to go for any form of early game aggression, as you can kind of see. Although Edward, he does have the priority and of course the dominance in his own lanes, so he can afford to kind of move around.
Yeah, but you know, if you take a look at Blacklist International right now, usually you don't bring in Aldous with a Retribution. That's actually a very huge gamble. But if you take a look at both sides, Wise at level 4, Max still level 3. And that's something kind of unexpected because Aldous' jungle clear speed is absolutely ridiculous. But hold on a second, big damage coming out from the side of Edward on top of Rainbow. The big dragon coming in. Matt tries to look for members as here come Oh My Venus with the ultimate jumping in real world manipulation. Matt will be able to find, he will be able to heal the Oh My Venus gets sniped down by Max, and he will be trying to run on away, but Edward is here. He's trying to look for him, but will get taken down by Wise with just one punch.
And here we go. So we are also looking at the side. Well, Bigetron Alpha, they managed to get themselves a total of 3 kills, while Blacklist International got themselves a total of 2 kills. So things are looking pretty darn good for both sides. And I gotta say, they are relatively, well, close. They are on a stalemate at this point of time. They're kind of trading one and another. We've got Edward with a single kill, Wise with a single kill to himself, and of course for the side of Bigetron Alpha, we're looking at Max as well as Matt with a single kill. So I really like how Matt went all in the early stages of the game, just going straight in with the Black Dragon form. He did what he needed to, and he also managed to help Max secure a kill for himself.
Yeah, if you notice, the jungle gap is starting to come up even more obvious. Wise is already 2 levels ahead against Max, and that's going to be very huge.
This is very foreign to me.
It is.
It is very slow.
It is slower because the Philippines don't really play a very aggressive early game, but here comes Bigetron Alpha. We'll be trying to look for Oheb. Oh My Venus laying down the real world manipulation.
The Tempest of Blaze wasn't really quite being worked out for them, unfortunately. Oheb, of course, playing as Alice. I wouldn't be expecting much coming up for him at all. And thus, down he goes like, I can't think of anything else. I was thinking of kind of like nursery rhymes kind of thing. Down goes, the Weasel, right? The Weasel
Pop goes the Weasel.
Oh, Pop, damn it.
If it ain't broken, why fix it?
Oh, stop.
But anyways, it's just only the start of the game. Blacklist is actually taking it very slow. However, if you want to talk about economical power, Blacklist is not slow at all. Bigetron Alpha is actually lagging behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a case of Blacklist International putting Bigetron Alpha on a clock, right?
That's right.
You know that Kimi does really well in the early to mid game, but she falls off really badly late game because once your opponents start to build into that brute force armor, once they build into that tankiness, Kimi just falls off. Like, it's just one thing about Kimi, right? Ever since they started nerfing her, I mean, Kimi is probably, statistically, the most nerfed hero ever since her release.
I feel like this Kimi, right, based on the emblem that he actually went for the
Mage
magic
emblem.
emblem
Yep.
rather than actually the attack damage emblem. So
Which
that's
is pretty
something that-
common.
It's pretty common, right? So that's something that could also hint that they're actually looking for
Early
the
game.
magic damage, early game, level 4 power spikes. You're talking about the Chang'e as well as the Kimi, long range artillery, just belt anyone that actually dares to come forward.
I can expect to see the power, the energy transfusion just racking up so much damage on the side of Kimi. It doesn't seem like Kimi is really the one that will set up a great deal of damage, but it's really just there to just kind of
Dissuade.
I would say that more of like a bruiser, and in fact, a very I don't know. Is this counted as very early? Because it kind of seems like super early for the side of Edward picking up that Bloodlust Axe, and even the Ice Queen won.
Yeah, I feel like the 2K gold lead is definitely going into the Fable, Edward as well as Wise. In fact, Wise already built up the jungle item already. It's in fact he's going to go for the more defensive one as what we expect as an Aulua's core. He's not supposed to be farming faster than Max. Max is the one that's supposed to be, but take a look at how Bigetron Alpha, they're actually starved out. Max is trying to find any form of little jungle camps and they aren't be able to find any of them.
This is the bursty one versus the sustainable one. Edward unfortunately misses out his knockout punch all the way at the top lane, but shouldn't be too big of a problem because Asen just gonna be rushing all around and just working with what he have onto his own side and just doing a decent amount of work. While Matt is, well, jumping right in, trying to get himself the turtle, but unfortunately, the turtle has gonna be slain by Wise at this moment in time. Edward, he's head himself all the way to the opponent's side, and just trying to work around on the dreams. I don't think that he's able to get any kills at this point in time, but I suppose, well, all's well ends well.
Yeah, that was a very good meteor shower coming out from KY, but but the thing is, you can see how Blacklist International, they're just dividing out the damage and try to heal and sustain all my villains as much as possible. So that even though the real world manipulation goes down, it land out the damage as much as possible. Albeit not anyone losing anything, but Blacklist International got away with one turtle and in fact the top side turret right now.
Let's take a look at their item builds right now. We do have the Alice. It does have a, well, Clock of Destiny for now. Ice Queen's 1 onto Eve, and of course, well, the Bloodlust X. So things are looking pretty darn scary for the three sides, but I wouldn't be expecting much from the side of Alice. Well, on the flip side, we are looking at the Necklace of Durance from Kimi, just to ensure that he will be able to shut down both Paquito, and literally works too well onto the entire matchup of Blacklist International. But in the meantime, we're also going to be looking at Matt spiraling with the Black Dragon form. Unfortunately, once he came down as the Dragonoid form, he got locked down almost immediately. Blacklist International will now have a really nice lead in front of Bigetron Alpha with a total of 4,000 gold advantage. They have even managed to steal the opponent's purple buff.
Yeah, and Blacklist International is just turning this map dominance in against Bigetron Alpha, because if you notice how Max has no choice but to absorb, you know, lane creeps, lane XP, which your teammates, your laners absolutely need, whereas Blacklist International are making the money and run out of it all across the Bigetron Alpha's own jungle, and in fact, they're congregating at the bottom side. They are trying to look at that turtle, which is going to spawn very, very soon.
And of course, Matt jumps right in and of course jumps right out. But he did manage to get himself a decent amount of sapping heal on the side of Edward. Bigetron Alpha though, they are not too far ahead, if you ask me. Because Matt, as well as, actually mostly Matt, right? He seems to be doing very well in his own regards. And I haven't quite seen much from Rambo that's playing as Kimi. Not quite gone online yet. He went more onto the utility side, onto the Necklace of Durance. So it will still take some time before he even get himself online. But in the meantime, Wise just going to be going for the contract kill and just rushes right into the faces of Bigetron Alpha, gets himself a second, and of course, trying to suffocate out Bigetron Alpha as much as he can. And it is only 7 minutes in. Matt is gonna go down as soon as that went. Oh! Or more than enough to get himself kills after kills.
I feel like Bigetron Alpha, I think there's a bit of a desperation move happening right there. You can see how the ultimate key coming in. Okay, Max forced to use the defensive ultimate as well. You can see how Bigetron Alpha is starting to get real desperate right there. Using the Meteor Shower, not even though the turtle is up against Blacklist International, use it to wave clear. And then after that, the Aldous came in, and there's no Meteor Shower left to kind of dissuade him away, and he goes down, and after that, the Tigger is just the icing on top of the cake of Blacklist International, and they are the baker, and they're making cakes out of Bigetron Alpha.
The fresh cream is flowing onto Oheb, and he's just trying to slow down Dreams as much as he can, but unfortunately, he did manage to get away from the grasp of Oheb. But because of the flowing blood, he did manage to bring down Max, which is standing right on top of the wall, which is something that I don't think that Max was, well, expecting. And Edward, though, he also have got a massive burst of damage, and to add insult to injury, he also picked up the Blade of Heptases.
More burst damage in the kit of Edward. Once again, Key using the Meteor Shower as more of a wave clear. That's exactly not the most effective use, but it is something that you can use. Matt just disappears no matter how much burst sustain you have. Edward has the burst damage that could actually take down their usual.
Yeah, this is the point in time when Blacklist International, they already have gotten themselves with a very nice lead. They pretty much knows what they want to do with a total of about 9,000 gold advantage. And Bigetron Alpha, they are kind of decked out for a mid-game, but not as late as Blacklist International, no matter what you do. Because Rambo, he didn't quite go online at all when he's supposed to. While Blacklist International, well, Oheb is not supposed to go online. He still managed to get 3 kills for himself. As for Wise, he got a total of 4 kills ready. And because of the very fact that we will always say that, yes, this orders will is more of a late game potential, because you wouldn't want to see him jumping into team fights too early in because he just wants to carry up stacks. But the fact that he got 4 kills, well, that's even more stacks.
He's unstackable at this point of time. In fact, the Lord has been taken down by Blacklist International as well. That's going to force Bigetron Alpha even more. I can feel like not only just the desperation, the panic coming into, but big damage coming out from Wise. And Oheb coming in for the flag. Max with the ultimate, more of a defensive one. Real world manipulation will secure that kill for Blacklist International.
This is starting to look very sorry for the side of Bigetron Alpha, as Blacklist International literally is just driving this giant bulldozer and just rampaging all over the map. And Bigetron Alpha, they can't really do anything in this meantime, and it's just working things to be, well, I don't know. It's tough to work on. It's tough to even put things into words right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Bigetron Alpha, the only saving grace they have is Key with the Meteor Shower. But don't forget, Oh My Venus is a Eve. He also has the real world manipulation that could actually counteract that. And it all boils down to Blacklist International. If you can see, Wise is a one-man army sending a 1-4 push against Bigetron Alpha, whereas the bottom side, it is the Lord that's already marching down.
And the Lord fighting for the cause of Blacklist International. We do have the Black Dragon form, as well as the Meteor Shower currently being popped up by Matt as well as Kai. But I don't think that is going to work out for them as well. The inhibitor turret in the middle lane is going to go straight down with less than 10 HP left. Oheb not exactly wasting the flicker. I thought he used the flicker, but it doesn't really quite matter, because the big creeps coming in from the bottom side is just going to be pushing right in. We do have a really nice charge coming from the side of Tigro, but he immediately get popped right off, and nothing that he could do to stop him. With only a sliver of health onto the core, we do have Blacklist International that manages to get themselves a flawless, not say flawless, but a really, well, very nice victory. And that is very... I keep losing the words that I want to say.